cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the #1 podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. It's time again.
What up, y'all? You tuned in to the 52 Scott Podcast. Welcome to this edition of Black Friday. I'm your host, Slash, and with me I got Comedian 96, K Money, and Freddie G. Together, we the Mind of Men. Don't forget to like and subscribe, plus follow us on Twitter, 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Black Friday. Got a nice little topic for you today, and most of our Black Fridays be really interesting, and this is kind of a not a recap, but kind of a, I guess, a difference from what we've been talking about on our Black Fridays. But we know for a fact our black heritage were slaves. We know that slaves were brought in from Africa. So that's our black history in a nutshell, basically. So right now, as we speak, there are some African countries that are granting ancestry-based citizenship to Americans whose DNA matches up to being a, ancestor.
African descent.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. How hard is it to find every person with African descent?
Ooh. I actually don't think it's that hard. Let me tell you why. I am African descent of Sierra Leone, and my tribe is the Mende tribe.
Right. So because of DNA, I was able to find that out. Right.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Can you mind me asking, what did you find that out at? Because I'm curious.
Actually, I got it I got the test or the test deal for Father's Day gift from my kids. And so they gave me that. Let's find out your African history. You got your ancestry, but this was strictly focused on African history, and that's how I found out that I was part of the Mende tribe and from Sierra Leone. So yes, Slash, I think that it's actually easy with DNA.
So if it's that easy to do, and it is, they already know how many people they inviting over to, you know what I mean? It's how many black Americans, every last one of those got some kind of African descent in them. You can't tell them that. You can't tell me that they don't. You know what I mean? So
I thought differently, but just as I'm hearing Freddie G, because when we were brought over here, we took sort of like we do pets. You go get a pet, take it to the pet store. You name the pet Roxy. That was my old dog. Roxy's going to take my last name, Bryant. Roxy, Bryant. Same thing with the slave owners. They took the slave owner's name. I thought it would have been harder, but just as Freddie G, that's why I asked him. Freddie G said where his kids got it from. I really want to investigate that too.
By having a slave name, that automatically qualifies you for what they talking about.
Freddie G, let me ask. I'm sorry, Slash. You say the process is not hard, and with the use of DNA, it's easy to find out. But do you know if it's a costly process or if it's an expensive process?
No, it wasn't that expensive. You have the option to do maternal and paternal.
Right.
The maternal, that's on your mother's side. So that's more accurate than the paternal.
I got you.
And so what we did was we used, my mom is deceased, and her mom is deceased. But what we did was we used my aunt. Although this was a gift for me, I used my aunt's DNA to trace it. And so when you do that, then it's like, okay, they send you a certificate. They send you to say, hey, you and your nieces, nephews, blah 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 blah. You all are whoever's connected to you. This is where you guys are, and that's how I was able to find out that okay, well, we're from Sierra Leone, and our tribe is the Mende tribe.
Man, that's cool as hell. I want to find out. You got me curious now.
Okay, so now knowing that you're a descendant from there, you able to go back to Africa?
You're asking me or telling me?
No, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Due to what they're saying, if you can determine that your DNA comes from over there, you can come over here and live from the DNA test, right?
Okay.
But as a resident,
so
or
Okay.
my point is, if you can do that, what would the stipulations be for you to move back to Africa?
Okay. So that's easy for me to answer.
What would you expect from them?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't want to go to Africa. I don't want to move to Africa. I don't know anything about Africa.
Right.
I don't have a desire.
So you wouldn't even think about it?
I wouldn't even consider it.
Even if your tribe over there walking around butt naked?
I wouldn't even consider it. I wouldn't consider it. I don't know that. I don't speak the language.
Right.
I don't know that. So I'm glad to know that that's where I'm from. This is my tribe. This is the part of Africa that I'm from, that my ancestors are from. But I don't know nothing about that over there. And I don't really think the government, their government, I'm assuming, / put that out.
Yeah, that's their government saying.
I don't think I would be accepted like that there.
yeah, because it's already hard here, just with the ones that come here.
I don't think that they look at us like, the American black man. I don't think that they look at us like
The same.
to the point to where they want to accept
So
us.
you think maybe they are looking at us to make us the Hispanic over in that country, as Hispanic is to American?
That's a
Make
good way.
us as black Americans to them as Africans?
Americans.
Kind of. Is that where you kind of going?
I don't fully understand the question.
Where basically what you're saying is them being better than us and them treating us as if we're not better than them or on the same level as them.
I don't see it as them thinking that they're better than us. I just think that there's a little disdain toward, I think, and this is most of the African
Right.
countries. I think that there's a little disdain when it comes to black American, because I think that some of them think that not so much as that they're better than us, but I think that they look at us as we've wasted
Lazy.
an opportunity.
Lazy. That's what they say.
When we got everything handed to us, and we don't take advantage of it. Now, I disagree with everything being handed to us. I think that we work for everything to get to where we are, because America wasn't designed to be what it is today.
Yes.
For us.
Right.
Now, because had they had it their way, we wouldn't have had rights, civil rights. We would still be slaves if they really had it their way.
Right.
So I don't think it was designed. I don't think that we had anything handed to us. I think that we actually had to work for everything.
Everything.
But people over in Africa, some people over in Africa may look at us as, we got the American dream.
Right.
You guys are free. You guys got all of this, and don't take advantage of it.
I think another reason that there's a disconnect between African Americans and Black Americans is our depiction of what Africa and Africans are. You know, because I've heard from a friend of mine that I work with that you know, when we imitate them in regards to how they sound, that's actually an insult. You know, they take it as an insult. Right. So it's as if, you know, we don't really know our history, and we pretty much all came from Africa.
Right.
Is their argument, and I get it. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's very sensitive to them. So in knowing that, to go live there, I think would be very difficult. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I if that was the case, I wonder why they extended that type of invitation like that. But so far, supposedly, they already have about 9 million individuals that's thinking of moving back. Now, that's a lot of people that feel totally different than how y'all feel. So I wonder what the difference in they think about moving, which could probably be something like, now, what if they're, and this is a what if, totally opinionated. They said, okay, we'll give you the 40 acres and the mule over here and allow you to open a business and do what you want to do. Would you then still say, no, I'm not going over there, or yeah, I can go over there and have a really good situation if that's what you're deciding to offer me?
I think a lot more people would take advantage of that, man, if they offering, like you say, that 40 acres that, you know, we've been wanting for so long.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying, the offer, but they don't owe us 40 acres in the mule.
No.
The U.S. owe us 40 acres.
Exactly.
But they are responsible for that because we didn't ask to be over here.
Yeah, but
They sold out first before
so
anybody else did. They sold out first.
let me say this. So in some instance, I know that self-preservation came into play, meaning that the white man came over
Right.
and captured.
He saw it as a business.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, self-preservation came into
Yeah.
play. The white man came over, captured this person, and said, okay, look, we won't take you if you help us get somebody else. We'll leave you and your family alone.
Yeah.
So self-preservation kicks in, and let me trick y'all, and so y'all can get captured. So some of that came into play, but outside of that, them white folks came over with guns and did what they did or whatever they came up. Not guns, but you know.
So my thought of and from things that I've seen or known was that African kings owned slaves before England even got into black slaves. So when the African king gave away the prisoner, or what he felt was a prisoner, to these English people, or if these English people paid for these African, what did I call them? Prisoners.
Prisoners or slaves.
However that went, it was a sellout from the African king.
I agree if that was the case.
That was
Yeah. If that was the case, yeah, I could see that. So let me say this. So you have individuals that actually were not slave, that was actually captured by Caucasians, and they wasn't given away. They were captured
But where were they captured?
in Africa. And here's another thing, like the U.S., we have a lot of slavery. We view it from the U.S. standpoint of Africa and slavery.
right.
But we're way down the list of countries that had black slaves. That's why you see us everywhere. Portugal is number 1, UK number 2, France number 3, Netherlands number 4, Spain number 5, US is 6, and then Denmark.
That had black slaves.
Black slave. These ships in this in this transatlantic slave. These ships, they were all. That's why we're everywhere.
Right. So America didn't have slaves until they came from Africa. Actually.
Well, I would say that at some point, I mean, I don't think that they killed off all of the Indians. I think they probably had some of them, maybe. I don't know, but at the end of the day, you got to look at it this way too. America, if I'm not mistaken, they broke away from the UK.
Yep.
And see, the slaves over there, see, it was so bad to where you had to go to their slaves were actually Jamaica.
Yep.
They didn't want them living on their land. Now we want them niggas over here, and this is how Jamaica come about.
Exactly. And it is a book by Michael Hoffman called, I know we're talking about Black Friday, but there's a book by Michael Hoffman called They're Slaves and They Were White. So the whites were slaves before that. And then, like he said, the Jamaicans, they was like, no, Jamaicans got it. Because it didn't last long with the whites. The Jamaicans, yeah.
So our black culture here came from where?
What do you mean?
Africa, I get you.
Yeah.
But
So basically all I'm saying is if Africa decided to give you this because they owe you this, would you accept what they owe you? Or would you stay here in America and say, nah, you know what, I'm going to keep living
I
like
guess I'm
living.
having a hard time trying to figure out why they owe me.
well,
I'm
I
trying to
get what
figure
he's
out-
saying. You were giving away.
Because as a slave, all the slaves, you're saying some of them were captured,
Yes.
but they still came from Africa.
Correct. That's what he's saying. So
If you under African government, then your thing is to protect them. Why you didn't try to go find these people?
Okay, so
Why you knew this?
Now
these people.
I'm understanding you better. So basically, I'm understanding now. Now it's making sense. So what you're saying is that, hey, any other country that would have came and took their people, that country would have been up in arms
Right.
to go back and fight.
And
now give us our people
give us
back.
our people
but
back.
because Africa didn't go after
Drop the ball.
and come back to get us, then hey, we're sorry we didn't stand up to fight to come get you back. We owe you something for not doing that.
Which is
Reparation,
the
more or less.
apology that they gave a couple of months ago in the news media.
I see now. I got you. So okay.
So that's why I'm saying they owe you now.
Oh,
You made this to where you owe me.
I see it. I see it now.
So if you decide to say, hey, I'm going to give you your 40 acres and a mule, instead of me sitting here busting my to get it,
If you can
you
prove
finna give
that
it
you
to
of
me and a
African
way
descent.
that I can build a business and make money and stay on time. I'm coming.
That's why I said,
I don't think I'm going.
I think a lot of people
I'm
really go jump on
staying
that.
here.
we going.
9 million people already jumped.
No.
Why?
That's fine.
That's
fine.
fine.
That's their cup
But
of
what
tea.
I'm saying is, why have 9 million people dropped on it? We don't know what they offering.
Well, here's the thing. I get it. No, we don't know what they're offering, and why 9 people would jump on it. That's 9 million different views.
Saying, I'm coming.
What I'm saying is, for Fred, this is what I know.
Right. So
I'm not doing
Here-
it.
Here's my reason for not doing it. Okay, China, if you hadn't known, have been slowly buying up Africa. So first of all, I don't know how much of Africa they done bought over the years. I don't want to get over there, and I'm under their first world. Their third world country rules.
Man, you
That's-
own something else.
So that's one
So
of the
do you
reasons.
think that's why
King
they
Jai
trying to
and
get
them
9 million
That's
people
not
over there?
correct.
Oh, that's
So-
the wrong one. They both
But
marched.
No, Kim Jong.
you just touched on something.
Yeah.
That makes this 9 million people more special. See that number? And that question of why is 9 million people going over there, we don't know.
To me, you repeating history. If you going back over there where China owns some shit, your ass gonna be a slave again.
It's something that they are doing, and it's something that they are making catch on to get people to think to go out there, and we don't know why. And all I'm saying is, what you just said touched on a different topic, because if that is the case, that China just bought a lot of property over there.
Yeah, they are.
Then what they doing, because China owned a lot of stuff over here to where even our social security card belonged to China.
See, I don't know.
Wait. It gets deep. That's why I'm saying, if you saying China, because our social security cards, that stuff started with China because of something that America owed China.
Yep.
So our social security cards are from China, meaning China owns each one of us by number.
Exactly.
But now you're going to go over there and buy up Africa, and then you're going to say, okay, we're going to accept 9 million Americans from America to come over here to Africa, which we own however much percent of.
Well,
and we owned you over there, and guess what? We own you over here too.
And go ahead.
But I'm just saying, you touched on something, and again, this is a totally opinionated show. These are just my opinions from what I'm saying now, but that's what I would see.
And you know what would make it even worse? If they have the same rules as Kim Jong in North Korea, I don't know if you know, but once you're a resident of North Korea, you can't go nowhere else.
Right.
So I don't know if China's the same way. So what if you get over there and you're a resident? Oh, I changed my resident. Now you trapped. You can never be a resident anywhere else.
Well, that's if China is
if they're like,
if that's what I'm. Yeah. If this makes a connection.
If they rule under the same type.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go over there then knowing that information.
Exactly.
Out them 9 million, that 9 million did their research.
Right. And that's why I'm saying, that's why that question, what made them do what they did, So I don't know, but to each his own. It's always a different, again, this was a very opinionated show. But what I want to do now is jump into our Black Facts You Can't Take Back. So Percy Julian was a steroid chemist and an entrepreneur. And he was able to create medical compounds from plant sources and making these medicines affordable to massive people. Of course, he was a black man, chemist, and he has his own education and career school. He created steroids from soybean.
So he created steroids.
Yeah, he created steroids.
Percy was the first drug dealer, basically.
Yes.
Look up. Yes. He looked up fentanyl too,
because it don't say fentanyl. It say what it's cortisone and hydrocortisone. Okay, that's him. But think about this: every drugstore you go to,
and he didn't go to jail.
Every drugstore you go to got cortisone and hydrocortisone cream and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Black entrepreneur, man.
I ain't mad at him. You hit me with the steroid, though. I was like.
Well, I mean, they use steroids for a lot of different stuff.
They do.
Steroids is not used for all bad.
Yeah. They put steroids in the with the skin condition cream. My daughter, God, they put steroids in that too.
I think he just found his niche, and got in and did what he was supposed to do. So, shout out to our Black Facts Can't Take Back. Percy Julian. We out. So that's going to do it for this episode of Black Friday. Hit that like button and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast. On Twitter, @52 Scott Podcast. Check us out on Monday for Music Mondays. See y'all then.